Numerous Americans are experiencing the strain of growing costs and stagnant wages as a result of the severe issues that the United States economy is currently facing. Due to this, an increasing number of individuals are finding themselves in a circumstance in which they are required to work numerous jobs in order to satisfy their financial obligations. When you take into consideration the fact that despite having numerous jobs, credit card debt is continuing to climb and personal savings are decreasing, the situation is more worrying. Despite the fact that there are more work options available now than there were in the past, the income that these positions offer are frequently insufficient to meet the cost of living in many locations. As a result, individuals are looking for 2 or even 3 jobs to maintain their standard of living. A worrisome trend has been shown by a survey and poll that was carried out by the speaker not too long ago. An increasing number of individuals are working numerous jobs. When the speaker was growing up in Europe, it was nearly unheard of for people to hold 2 full-time jobs at the same time. But this is a striking contrast to what the speaker experienced. To give one example, the concept of working many jobs at the same time is not ingrained in the culture of Switzerland. But more and more people in the United States are coming to the realization that doing just one job is not enough to meet their needs. Taking into account the comments made by viewers and the findings of the poll, it is clear that millions of people in the United States are working 2 or even 3 jobs in order to make ends meet. There were 8.4 million persons in the United States who were working 2 jobs as of the year 2023, according to the most available figures. Over the course of only 1 year, this number climbed by more than 300,000 individuals, illustrating an increasing trend of individuals taking on numerous professions in order to supplement their income. In spite of the fact that a great number of individuals are working longer hours, the financial relief that they probably anticipate is not materializing. Credit card debt has reached an all-time high, and the percentage of people who save money per month is lower than it has ever been. Despite the fact that the employment market is booming, many of the opportunities that are available pay low wages, and the cost of living is simply too high for people to be able to support themselves on a single salary. To give just one example, in the current economic climate, earning $15 per hour is not sufficient to afford the essential costs of living in many regions of the United States. Even if you have a full-time job that pays the minimum wage or slightly above it, it is tough to make ends meet due to the ever-growing expenses of things like rent, food, healthcare, and utilities. Following the payment of requirements, a significant number of individuals are discovering that they have very little to no money left over for savings or for unexpected expenses. To make matters even more difficult, the rising costs of commuting are eating away at workers' salaries. There's been an increase in the cost of gas, auto maintenance, and insurance. Due to this circumstance, a growing number of people are doing several jobs. Nonetheless, a significant percentage of those positions continue to provide a wage that is not sufficient for living. The dilemma is made even more difficult by the fact that it can be very difficult to locate a job that offers benefits and a high salary. One example is the fact that within 24 hours, more than 1,000 people applied for a regional manager position at a well-known corporation like Burger King, which gives a salary of $90,000 annually. The level of competition for high-paying employment is extremely high, and in order to differentiate oneself from the throng, it is frequently necessary to have not only the necessary qualifications, but also personal contacts and referrals. Layoffs are becoming more commonplace, leaving workers worried about their job security. This is the case even in the technology business, which has traditionally been recognized for its high wages and associated benefits. Workers are finding it increasingly difficult to get positions that give financial stability as the unemployment rate continues to rise and the labor market grows more competitive. To make ends meet, many people are compelled to accept any work they can find regardless of the salary in order to secure stability. One individual made the observation that in today's market, it is quite difficult to obtain employment without the assistance of an inside referral. However, many people who are looking for work do not have the connections necessary to secure these sought positions. Networking is essential. During a recent debate, there was a general lack of discussion regarding the manner in which the government or presidential candidates would approach these issues. Neither the creation of jobs nor the raising of salaries, nor the addressing of the growing disparity were portrayed as actual ideas. The discussion, on the other hand, appeared to be centered on inconsequential subjects, such as who would be able to defeat them in a game of golf, rather than the significant problems that are hurting the workforce in the United States. Many individuals are experiencing a sense of hopelessness regarding the future as a result of the absence of significant debate regarding the economy. Therefore, what are some ways that Americans can deal with this predicament? Some individuals believe that starting their own business could be a viable answer. It is becoming increasingly common for individuals to engage in side hustles, such as launching small businesses or providing freelance services, in order to supplement their income. Some people are attempting to augment their income by taking on additional jobs, such as cutting trees or beginning lawn care firms. However, despite the fact that these side activities have the potential to be lucrative, they also come with their own unique set of difficulties, and they do not provide the advantages and stability that full-time work ought to bring. That wages are simply not keeping up with the cost of living is the fundamental problem that needs to be addressed. The fact that people are working longer hours and taking on more jobs does not change the fact that they are still having trouble making ends meet. Jobs that are both well-paying and provide benefits are hard to come by, and the competition for those positions is extremely tough. The speaker emphasizes that the system is flawed, and that until anything is done to improve it, the United States of America would continue to find themselves in a difficult situation. A more comprehensive examination of the economic environment reveals that the situation is much more precarious. Numerous nations all over the world are currently dealing with their very own economic challenges. For example, China is experiencing record levels of unemployment, while several European nations, including Germany, are struggling with growing costs and economic instability. Furthermore, China is experiencing historic levels of unemployment. Due to the fact that interest rates are at all-time highs, it is becoming increasingly challenging for individuals to obtain loans or borrow money. There is a concerning indication of financial instability in the United States government, since it is spending more money on interest payments than it is on its budget for the military. According to the speaker's conclusion, it is highly improbable that the job market would improve in the near future. In spite of the fact that the approaching presidential election is imminent, it will take some time for any new policies or initiatives to become operational. Up until that point, the United States of America will continue to suffer with jobs that pay poor wages, huge levels of debt, and a lack of financial stability of any kind. One of the arguments made by the speaker is that the solution rests in putting an end to the practice of outsourcing work to other nations and bringing more jobs that pay well back to the United States. It's time for businesses to start paying their employees a wage that's commensurate with their job and offering prospects for advancement in their careers. The individual who is speaking is of the opinion that the most effective course of action for workers is to continue looking for different ways to supplement their income until such time as this occurs. It is quite evident that the current system is not meeting the needs of the typical American worker, whether it be through the pursuit of higher-paying job possibilities in new towns or regions, the pursuit of entrepreneurial endeavors, or the pursuit of side hustles. The question that needs to be answered right now is whether or not anything will change and whether or not the economy will finally provide more possibilities for people who are in greatest need. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.